We're in the cooking corner now with Bill Lyle, executive chef of the Summit Club of Tulsa, with us today. And we're talking about kind of taking the mystery out of some seafood that a lot of folks just don't touch because they don't want to mess with it.
Exactly. Some of the mystery and some of the fear.
Yeah.
You know, you go out and eat oysters all the time and you don't really see how they're opened or how they're shucked is what we call it. And I just want to show you how easy it is because they're available at all your local fish markets, and it's something that you pay, a little bit more for in a restaurant when you could be at home doing this for your special date for Valentine's Day.
And you can get them probably for under, not for very much money.
50 cents to $1, depending on whether it's Gulf Coast, East Coast, or West Coast. Right now we're doing an East Coast and a West Coast. We have a Hammersley from the west and a great white from the east. We're going to open up a great white right now.
And so this is just an oyster you can pick up, and this is how we're going to shuck an oyster.
Very simple. Just be careful. Put a towel on top of it, and you always want to aim down with your shucking knife, about $5 at the store, right at the hinge here, and then press down in there, and then just kind of click, and then bring it along the edge of the oyster like this, and pop it open, just like that.
And so, as far as oysters go, what are we looking at there? Is that just the muscle? I mean, what is that piece of?
This is everything. This is the meat of the oyster. So we have
this is everything.
The East Coast oysters are a little smaller than the West Coast. The West Coast grow a little bit deeper because they're intertidal. These are subtidal. These are back in the estuaries. And then the West Coast, you can see they're deeper and they're more ridged around the edges. They're beautiful. That's because they roll around in the tide.
Oh, okay. Man, dropping some knowledge here. I'm loving this. Okay. So how do we cook them then? Because we've got some olive oil going here?
We're not cooking oysters because I will do that with a Gulf oyster. I'll do oysters, Rockefeller, grill it up. East and West Coast are special to me. I always eat them raw. Give me a Gulf Coast oyster and I will cook with that. Right now I'm going to show you how to create a little traditional setup for caviar. Something a lot of people don't try. There's mystery behind it. It's not that difficult to prepare a dish like this at home for $40, as opposed to a restaurant where it'd be closer to $150, $200. An ounce of caviar available locally. This is from Caspian Sea. It's a premium sturgeon, and there's some simple ingredients: egg whites separated from the egg yolks, shallots, chives, lemon, and some creme fraiche made with just heavy cream and some buttermilk. Okay. And this is what I call it. This is a Russian potato pancake. It's a Blini, and it's simple, 5 ingredients. It'll be online. All of this should be about $40 if you want to do it at home.
And by the way, if you're doing Valentine's Day in-house, this is going to be super impressive for your date. I mean, 100%.
This isn't your whole meal, but what would be a $200 or $300 meal at the restaurant, you could do at home. I shouldn't be saying this, but for well under $80.
Hey, yeah.
And super impressive, you're right. And then you go out for dinner afterwards or cook a steak, and you've really started off on a high note.
Okay, so we've got all your tips. So there's no excuses now. If you don't have a Valentine's Day gift, we've just dropped like 3 hints of things you could do. So Bill, the Russian pancakes, what is so special about these when it comes to pairing with the caviar?
Well, these are smaller, like little silver dollars. They're not sweet. And I actually do a cornmeal with mine, which you can go either way. You can do just flour or cornmeal. I like the texture of these. They're just the perfect, a cracker's too crunchy. You want something without too much flavor because all your flavors in your caviar. You want something mild, so it's easy to chew through. You want to really enjoy the caviar on this one.
All right. Well, Bill, we've run out of time here. Thank you so much, but you can check out this recipe, like you said, for the Russian pancakes at newson6.com. We've got that recipe, so we've got oysters, East and West Coast, caviar, and all the fixins, Russian pancakes. Check it out, newson6.com/recipes. And Bill, happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.